One of the things people consistently ask me when I tell them I have Parkinson's, and maybe even more so now because of my neck, is how do you do your makeup? And to me, I think it's a bit of a miracle too that I actually get anything in the right place. Most of the time I do, just about. But I thought I'd share my little tips to see if they'd be useful to anyone else. They're not groundbreaking, but they're just ways that I've found of making things work. And makeup definitely isn't the be-all and end-all, and looking good isn't the be-all and end-all, and probably not high on most people's priorities with Parkinson's, but it's nice to look nice, and if you've worn makeup before and you want to carry on wearing it, then it's part of you. We try not to lose ourselves with Parkinson's. So my first tip is to kind of go with your tremor if you have one. Use it to your advantage. So if you're putting on foundation or concealer or something, use the dabbing motion and use your hands rather than a brush, because if you're using a brush, there's kind of an extra element that could potentially poke you in the eye. His fingers are a lot softer than brushes when it comes down to it. So I find I can use the kind of dabbing motion of my tremor to blend quite successfully and not poke myself in the eye too often. And that tends to work fairly well. I wear foundation because I'm mainly always tired, and it helps cover up the tiredness. I know a lot of people choose not to wear it. Next up, it's mascara. Now this is a bit dangerous because it's close to the eye and the sticks are a bit pokey. But I find if I rest my hand that has the brush in it on something, like a surface, like the top of the tap or something like that, and then bring my eye to the mascara brush and move my eye rather than the brush. I mean, there'll obviously be some slight movement of the brush because it's in my hand, for God's sake, but if I kind of move my face rather than the brush, I tend to get most of it on my eyelashes, which is a bit of a miracle, and not in my eye. And that tends to work fairly well. And you can do that for, go for like a mascara that's easily removable, because then if it goes wrong you can always wipe it off. Some of these sort of more harder, longer lasting ones will probably take a while to come off if you put it in the wrong place. They're a bonus for like if you get emotional or stuff like that, but actually you can't kind of change them too easily. I used to wear a lot of eyeliner as well and don't wear it now for the same reason. When it comes to like things like eyeshadow, again I use my finger because it's near the eye area and you don't want to be poking something in your eye. And again I use the kind of natural dabbing motion of my finger to put it onto my eye. And I also tend to mostly wear light colours because they're more forgiving and you can kind of blend them more easily, but you shouldn't have to stop wearing darker, brighter colours if you want to, so just you might have to do a bit of a clean up with a wet wipe or something afterwards. Just kind of make the mess, get it where you think you want it, and then clean it up afterwards. That's my motto with most beauty things, to be honest. There's often a lot of things that you can do kind of treatment wise, so I go to a spa for a lot of things. Sometimes they will tint my lashes, I get my eyebrows done. It's only like £7, so it's not even like a treat, it's just a necessity, because if I plucked my eyebrows I'd be a right shambles. And I get my nails done with shellac, because they're all just things that make my life a little bit easier. Then when it comes to lip stuff, I like really bright colours, which can be a little bit dangerous for kind of making a bit of a mess, but I find slow and steady wins the race. You tend to get most of it in the right spot. Put it where you can put it neatly, and then blend it with your mouth or your finger. Some of the colours that are available are beautiful, but they're really highly pigmented, and you might find that actually a clean up job of some of those is more difficult. So with my lip stuff I tend to wiggle it into the sort of semi-right place and then clean it up with a wet wipe or something afterwards, and touch up with any foundation or concealer that I need to after as well. But actually that's more difficult with the ones that are highly pigmented, so they'll say kind of, you know, intense colour or colour stay or something like that, and they're more difficult to clean up. Just a little tip. And And then nail stuff is extraordinarily fun, and I'm showing you now with clear nail varnish because it's less messy. Basically, just whack it on. Just put it wherever. It'll go wherever. I'm fairly unshaky at this moment in time, so it's doing quite a good job, but just put it wherever it wants to go. On your skin, wherever. And then take a hot shower, and it will kind of come off the skin and not the nail. Just kind of ease it away gradually with your fingernail if you need to. And that is my tips. Hope they're helpful.